You know, this is one of those topics that no one really wants to think about, but if you're a parent, a homeowner, married, or helping take care of aging parents, it's something that honestly deserves a little attention. I'm talking about estate planning. And before you tune out thinking it's complicated or expensive, that's actually why I want to mention Trust and Will. Trust and Will makes estate planning feel way less intimidating than it sounds. They offer modern, attorney-designed wills and trusts that you can create online. And the process is surprisingly straightforward. In fact, you can create a will in as little as 30 minutes. That includes things like guardianship for your kids or pets, how your assets are distributed, and even healthcare directives. Don't wait until it's too late. Protect your loved ones with Trust and Will, the most trusted name in online estate planning. Go to trustandwill.com/future to get 20% off. That's trustandwill.com/future for 20% off. trustandwill.com/FUTURE.
You're listening to a Frequency Podcast Network production.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Welcome to Tuesday. My name is Brock.
I'm Dalby.
So yesterday, the Artemis II officially broke the record for the farthest distance humans have traveled from Earth at around 406,773 kilometers.
Damn, that's a cool thing to have your name next to in the history books.
You know what's crazy is I saw someone break this down on Twitter. That's 3.7 million football fields.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's a lot of football.
2.67 billion hot dogs laid end to end.
Literally anything to avoid using the metric system.
If you want to think about it like driving across our country, you would have to drive from end to end on Canada 52 times to do that distance.
Like there and back, there and back, there and back.
Mm-hmm.
That's wild,
Yeah.
man. And they're just sitting there chilling with frozen toilets.
You know, that's the crazy thing is they set this record. It should be a huge deal, but all I'm seeing everybody talk about, like we talked about yesterday, is the fact that their toilets keep breaking.
It's kind of a big deal, the idea of being in space with frozen lavatories.
I mean, I keep seeing people refer to it as Artemis Fowl online.
Oh, that's a really good bit.
Yeah. And, I mean, you got to wonder, like, when they get back to Earth, is that what they're going to be reckoning? Like, they just set the record for the farthest distance humans have ever traveled from Earth. And for the rest of their days, all anyone's going to be asked is, like, what did it smell like on there?
Yeah. First time going to the moon in, 50 years of humanity? And all anybody's going to ask is, like, so, like, was it awkward when you still had to go pee?
Like Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin and stuff, they have to deal with the conspiracy thing. These guys just got to ask about questions about their bowel movements for the rest of their lives.
I think I'd rather be asked about the green screen.
I guess it's like the equivalent of driving in a car without the windows down, basically, from what I was seeing online yesterday. Like, they've actually talked more about it, that, like, they're trying to control their bowel movements themselves.
Is that a sign of, like, where we are at as a society also? Like, nobody asked Neil Armstrong if anybody ripped farts on the Apollo mission. But, we find out about the toilet, and now we're asking about bowel movements and going to the bathroom and what does it smell like and all these other things. And it's just like, we used to be curious about better things.
I mean, hey, if you think about it like this, it's better to be the astronauts that blew up the toilet rather than the astronauts that blew up, right?
That's an absolutely fair statement.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Today is National Beer Day.
If you're looking for an excuse to have a beer, there you go.
Not a lot of people need the excuse with everything going on in the world, but this is a bonus. And I was thinking about, like, different beers to different people mean different things. Like, the kind of beer that a person drinks can really tell you a lot about who they are.
Oh, for sure.
And you are more of a beer guy than me. I've even at times referred to you as a beer snob.
I'm not a snob. I mean, I'll judge you on what you drink.
I'm not a beer snob. I'll only drink certain beers, but I thought what we could do, we've done this on the show with different things before, is I could run through some of the more popular beers around these parts, and you tell me in your mind what that says about the person ordering them.
Okay.
So you're the bartender here.
Beer stereotypes?
I'm coming up to the bar, and I'm ordering a beer, and you're going to tell me what you think of me. All right?
Okay.
First one, basic, a Miller Lite.
Miller Lite, you're the kind of guy who says I'm just here for a couple, but it's never a couple.
Okay.
You have a folding chair for some reason in your car that you always keep in there.
Kids got soccer, man. Sometimes there's nowhere to sit. This one gets a lot of stereotypes. What about a PBR?
Pabst Blue Ribbon. I'd say you're a fine line between like a hipster and like maybe into punk rock, but also kind of redneck somewhere in between.
It is weird how that beer has really branched out into different demographics over the years.
Yeah. You're really into vinyl, or you're like really good at fixing cars.
There you go. What about this beer is the favorite of one of our good friends of the show, Ed from the county, the Old Milwaukee.
You love a bar that has a carpet.
It's funny how it's such a short sentence, but it makes perfect sense.
You say things, if you drink Old Milwaukee, you say things like, they don't make them like they used to.
Yeah. I feel like the other side, a Heineken.
Ooh, Heineken is you think you're classy.
Yeah.
Heineken is like the airport of beers. They're available everywhere, but it's slightly disappointing.
That green bottle just feels so nice.
Same thing with Stella. You think you're fancy if you're drinking either of those.
Basic beer, Molson Canadian.
Molson, you know what? I'd say you're the kind of guy that yells, "Let's go!"
And not always when it's appropriate.
Although, if you're like a Molson Dry guy, I assume that you're retired.
Yeah.
And you smoke a lot of darts.
Big dart guy.
Yeah.
Full ashtray.
Big dart guy.
What about OVs?
OVs?
Yeah.
I feel like that's the kind of beer you don't order. You just showed up and someone had it.
You've ordered it so many times that the guy at the bar is like, "Oh, there's Tim.
Yeah.
Tim, get an OV open."
You started, or either that or you started drinking it in high school and you're too cheap to buy anything else.
You're the only reason they still stock it at the store.
Yeah.
Carling?
Carling, man. I assume that you're just cheap.
Yeah.
You're just cheap. That's the best way to put it.
That segues perfectly into one of my old college staples. What about a Busch?
Ooh, a Busch Light. You own camo stuff, but you don't hunt.
I feel really called out. You know what? If that was my favorite at one point, what about yours? The old Michelob Ultras.
Michelob's is you're trying to act like you're health conscious.
Yeah.
But you're just drinking this beer as an excuse to drink more beer. Yeah.
You'll order a fast food meal and get a Diet Coke.
Yeah. It's the equivalent of that, basically.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
It's National Beer Day, and we feel like every beer has a stereotype. But Mark, what do you drink, and why do you drink it? I guess is the question.
I drink Bud Light because it's one of the only ones that's made with rice, so the sugar content's low for me because I'm diabetic.
Oh, you have an actual health reason for the beer that you drink.
Smart man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to get me some Bud Lights. Get on this whole diabetic drinking train.
It took some research there, but we figured it out.
I love calling it research. Trying different beers.
Yeah. Well, I definitely did.
It's funny. There are a lot of guys that I know that didn't do, and I'm not casting aspersions at you, but a lot of guys I know that didn't do great at like school stuff, but all of a sudden became established researchers when it came to finding out things like drinks and other avenues, so to speak.
You're 100% right on that.
I also saw a text from Natalie at 762-555. He's like, I picked Budweiser after years and years of taste testing, which just means I drank a lot.
The funny thing is on the text line, a lot of people are just drinking the beer that they stole from their parents as a teenager.
I mean, that was the thing, right? Like my stepdad, so my mom was more of a hard liquor person, but my stepdad drank Molson Canadians at the time. So my first beer, absolutely a Molson Canadian, until I was old enough to have to pay for it myself. At which point I became a big Busch guy.
Yeah. It's affordability is the big thing. I know I'm taking a lot of flack for what I said about Carling. The Carling audience is mad at me here. And then it's also, it seems like whatever was on like sale, like there's the deals at the beer store, but whatever you could get cheap pints on when you were younger. Is
Yeah. Whatever was on draft. That's where you get a lot of Bud Light drinkers out there. Like I know that Mark said it was because like the rice and stuff like that. But a lot of it is just there were places in the early 2000s that were doing like 50-cent draft, and that's what was on the line.
We got Ed from the county on the phone. Ed, we know you're a big Old Milwaukee guy. Why do you drink Old Mill?
Well, originally it started because I liked the cost, and it was a bigger can, and that, well, more alcohol, 5.5.
Right? Yeah.
but mostly it was the hot chick on the can.
There it is. I was like, this is a very fiscally responsible answer from Ed. Oh, but there's a hot chick on the can too, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I was an ongoing joke with the guys at the counter. It was I tell them it's the only way I'm going to have a hot lady to my lips tonight.
It'd be a lot more awkward if you were getting Moosehead for the same reason.
Yeah, that would be a little bit weird.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Looks like our country is safe for now, as Donald Trump said he will no longer be invading Canada, retracting his statements of making it a 51st state.
I mean, he's got a few other things he's got to worry about right now.
This is his quote from yesterday. He said, "They've got 200 years of history and all that Canada thing. You can't deal with that in 3.5 years. I guess it's not going to happen."
Well, I mean, hey, listen, he's chickened out on enough stuff. I'm glad that we're finally one of them. Does this open up going back to the States, though? Like, do you think that him calling off the dogs will be enough for people to start making trips again? Because we're still hearing about all the travel places down in the States complaining.
You know what the crazy thing is I don't believe that he's done with this whole shenanigan.
Do you think it's just on pause?
Did we not hear him say that he didn't want to go to war with Iran at one point?
Fair point. I mean, multiple times during his campaign.
How many times have we had tariffs and then not had tariffs and then had tariffs and not had tariffs again?
You know what the sign will be? If he starts talking about invading Greenland again, we'll know we're next on the merry-go-round so we can prepare.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
I want to see if you can fill in the blanks here, Dalby.
Okay.
A California family was having an Easter egg hunt in a park, which turned tragic when one of the kids found blank.
Oh, God. Did he find the bunny? No? Okay.
Didn't find a bunny.
Thank God. That was my main concern. Was it like, I mean, you said they were in a park?
Yeah.
They find like an animal of some sort? They run across?
No animal.
I'm trying to think of like, I'm still stuck on like birds protecting the Easter eggs or something like that. You know what I mean?
No, nothing to do with an animal. Well, a kid found a skull.
A skull?
Yeah, check this out. Family in Long Beach, California was having a little Easter egg hunt in a park there when one of the kids was going around and he started yelling like, "Mommy, Mommy, look at this."
Yeah.
And they found a human skull buried in the park.
Oh my God, that's traumatizing.
Right?
Terrifying. Just imagine you're just out, la 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 la, having the morning of your young life. And all of a sudden, instead of finding delicious chocolate, you find bones. Mm-hmm. Terrifying.
The kid went on a whole nother hunt, I guess you could say. The family is absolutely traumatized. The kids are traumatized.
Yeah.
Police had to close off the entire park.
I would imagine.
Figure out the situation there.
You're going to have an investigation now, depending on like how, well, I mean, if it's already a skull, that means it's been there for some
Imagine
time.
trying to explain to your kid, like, we didn't put that here.
Yeah, that wasn't us or the Easter Bunny.
Or
somebody else did it.
Or as a parent, you could use that to your advantage and be
yeah?
like, this is what the Easter Bunny does if you don't behave.
If you don't brush your teeth 3 times a day, you're in the park next.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
We were talking about the kid in California who found a human skull during an Easter egg hunt, and a few people suggested that we should do bad puns.
I mean, it's a wild story. There's a lot to unpack with this, so we could definitely, I'll start if you don't mind.
Yeah, get her going.
Headline for this one, California family finds human skull at Easter egg hunt. And it's certainly no yoking matter to the people involved.
I'm interested to see how many egg puns we can get in here. California family finds human skull during Easter egg hunt. That's extremely disturbing, although the parents will probably save a lot next Easter.
Mine's actually, I've got one about next year too. California family finds human skull at Easter egg hunt. Next year's hunt is scheduled to find a therapist.
California family finds human skull during Easter egg hunt. You think whoever did this Cadbury it a little better?
I'm sure Cadbury loves the association. California family finds human skull at Easter egg hunt, and police have promised that they will hop right on this investigation.
Oh.
Go bunny related.
Easter bunny. I didn't even think Easter bunny related. Okay. California family finds human skull during Easter egg hunt. That's got to be the most aggressive Kinder Egg of all time.
Stop. That's why they're illegal in the States. California family finds human skull at Easter egg hunt. Truly a hairy ordeal for any bunny to have to go through.
Oh.
A double bunny pun.
Well done.
Thank you.
Well done. Final one here that I have. California family finds human skull during Easter egg hunt. Jesus Christ is what the mom said and what the kid thought he found.
Turns out he is not risen.
It was Easter.
The Brock and Dalby podcast.
The Brock and Dalby podcast.
I tried to do what we all talk about doing every year around this time, which is to go out and buy the candy after Easter to stockpile it away. And I have a little a cupboard that's usually just like medicine, stuff like that. Kids don't go into it, normally can't reach it. They were looking for something, and they ended up finding my candy stash,
They
brother.
found your stash.
Devastating moment when the kids come out and go, Dad, is this for us? No, it's not. Put it back. Don't touch it.
My old man used to have a candy stash I found. He used to like put it in the back of the freezer, like all these like Eat More chocolate bars and whatnot.
Oh, okay.
And then he'd hide it under like the frozen peas and the carrots.
Something he knew you wouldn't dig up.
Yeah.
Why would you ever pick up the frozen carrots? These must be safe here. Although I will say, Eat More and frozen carrots about on the same level. For me.
Yeah, it was never anything good. It was all old man chocolate.
You don't have to hide these, Dad. No one's trying to steal them.
Yeah.
I looked up a stat actually as I was thinking about, like I was kind of laughing at the situation. Apparently 90% of people in a survey a few years ago said that they're hiding something in their house. What that might be was different for each person. But
If it's in the States, it's a gun.
Well, it depends on the state. Some of them are not hiding.
Yeah.
50% of them said that they were hiding things from their partner. 52% said that they were hiding things from their kids. And about 60% said that that thing that they're hiding is in fact candy. Like it is not a unique thing apparently to hide sweets in your house.
I wonder how much of it is like smut.
Smut is definitely on the list. It was one of those ones where like they didn't put a number next to it, but the guy writing the article was like, also, some people claim that they were hiding adult materials from their children.
Smut, candy, and if you have a candy stash, you probably got a good weed stash somewhere.
Oh, I mean, that was the first stash that I found when I was growing up as a kid. I think I was looking for money. Like we had a pop machine in our school and I was in my parents' room because they said I could grab $1 and I was like, where would they keep their money? And I opened the wrong container. And then I didn't tell them that I found it for quite some time.
When I was in high school, I used to keep my stash in like, you remember those Oxy containers? Like the ones for Acme?
Yeah. It was the pads, right? So it had the twist off top.
Yeah, I took all the pads out and then I cleaned the inside of it and then I would keep it in the bathroom there, kind of out in plain sight, you know?
Right. Well, because who would ever think, did you leave a couple of the pads like at the top?
No, it was like full smell proof. It totally worked. And I left it in our family bathroom and nobody ever caught on.
This is the Brock and Dalby podcast.
So, Sam, we're talking secret stashes. You got one?
Yeah, no shame, but I have my little Mary Jane vape pens and my little edible stash, and my husband and I fight because sometimes he'll find my gummy stash and then he'll take like 2 or 3 out and I know how much is in there and he'll be like, oh, no, I didn't take too many, and then I'll have to move it again. So it's a vicious cycle here, but I do have a stash.
If you don't mind sharing, where are you hiding your stash?
In his toolbox in the very bottom where all his like torque wrenches are or whatever the heck they are. He doesn't even go in there. So I put a stash there. And in his closet in the mud room, we have a closet and there's like a pile of shoes and stuff like that right in a box in the most obvious box that he should be guessing, but he's not. So I'm winning here.
That's what I was saying, man. Out in plain sight is the best place to do it because nobody's thinking about that.
And then the worst part is if you hit the vape pen and then you forget where you put that. Yeah.
It gets stashed on you.
Yeah, it gets stashed on me. And then it's a happy surprise. It's like that $5 bill you find in your jacket whenever you find half of these things again.
That's the problem with being a stoner is you almost got to like write down where your stash is sometimes.
Well, lie. I have put that in my iPhone notes one time.
Put like an Apple AirTag on it so you can find it later.
Oh, Brock, that's brilliant.
Well, until your husband figures out that there's an AirTag, he can track the house.
Well, he's not that technical savvy, so I think I'm good there.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Since it is Masters Week, we're doing golf impressions. And if you've ever gone golfing before, you've most definitely thrown a club. And so today, we ask you to give us your best impression of a golf club as it is flying through the air after you tossed it.
Truly a rite of passage. Like, I think when I was taking lessons as like a 15-year-old kid, it wasn't long before my first club went launching. I think we've all thought, I wonder how the club feels about this.
If you're not one of our golf clubs, that does make you a judge, so 762-555, let us know which golf club does the best impression here. We will start with this one from Aaron.
Hey guys, it's Aaron the 5-iron. Ding, 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 ding. Well, what was that for? It's not like it matters what club you used all day. You're never going to get a hole-in-one. Thanks, bud.
Honestly, I feel like that's how my golf clubs talk to me.
Honestly, yeah, just real disrespectful. Like.
All right, that was Aaron. We got Landon here.
This is Landon, and this is my impression of a golf club being thrown in the air.
You know, we did ask for the impression.
There's really good swishing noises. I like that.
That was good stuff.
Got the real visual of the club doing the spin.
Landon's my front runner right now. We got Cameron here.
You know what, man? It's not you, it's me. That one was my bad. Also, the wind and the way you swing the club and the way you hold your hands and everything else that's wrong about your swing.
The passive-aggressive golf club.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure that was me, and not any of the awful things you do.
Yeah. My brothers at the factory are with guys that just play fine. Yeah. Okay, we'll do a few more here. We got this one.
Well, you know, I do deserve to be in the woods, but at the same time, I feel like if you turned your hands over just a little bit less, the ball wouldn't be in the woods with me. Thanks a lot, Dustin.
It's a polite club to be trying to give advice of like, hey, we could probably avoid this happening again.
But everybody knows when you golf, there's nothing worse than getting advice.
True.
All right, we'll do two more here.
Hey, I went further than your ball.
Based on how my clubs treat me during any given round of golf, that does feel like how they would talk to me.
All right, one more here from Brian.
This is Golf Club Brian. Real mature. Too bad you couldn't swing this well.
Oh, he faded out there. Okay, all right. I feel like it is between Steve's.
Hey, I went further than your ball.
And I do like the sound effect one, too, this one.
This is Landon, and this is my impression of a golf club being thrown in the air.
It's the little Homer Simpson screams along with it. Like, great swishing noises of the club spinning, but the little...
Yeah. All right, everybody seems to dig Landon. We'll give it to him. Ding.
Very nicely done.
And a round of applause. And remember, the next time you want to throw your golf club, this is what you're doing to them. Titleist has feelings too, guys.
Traumatizing the poor club.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
And I think you should send a text to me in Dalby 762-555. Yeah, that's the number to text. You can ask us anything on your mind. 762-555. We'll read it on the radio.
Who even does that song? I know it's Breakfast at Tiffany.
That's Deep Blue something, obviously.
Don't you dare pretend you're a big fan.
All right, let's get her going. 762-555. First one we got in here says, if your lover becomes a zombie during the apocalypse, do you let them bite you or do you shoot them?
I mean, I would honestly be shocked if somebody else got bit before me, but no, you got to put them down. You can't you can't possibly try and do some situation like, what was it, Shaun of the Dead, where he kept the buddy chained up in the shed out back?
I think I just let them bite me, man. If a zombie apocalypse is breaking out, dude, this ain't The Walking Dead.
You're packing it in?
Screw it, man.
The thing is like, I get the idea when people say like, oh, if the zombie apocalypse breaks out, like, I don't want to deal with it. It's too much. Just bite me and get it over with. But also, when you watch zombie movies or TV shows, what a horrifying and painful way to go. Like, I don't think your lover is just going to be like, let me just nibble on you a little bit and then you'll become turned.
Haven't you ever had those days where you're like, I'm done trying though?
Sure. Oh, absolutely.
That's the end all be all there.
This is like saying I'm going to go lay down in a fire.
And then you got tons of friends that you're always just eating with. You're getting a lot of steps in on the regular. It kind of seems like a decent life.
I do feel like I'd lose a lot of weight if I were a zombie.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? Someone said, do you think the Dodgers and Jays are rivals now? Maybe to Jays fans. I don't know if Dodgers fans feel that way.
It reminds me of a classic line from the old Street Fighter movie where like Bison is talking about the day that I came to your village and destroyed your homes was the greatest day of your life. And for me, it was Tuesday.
Yeah.
And like, that's what it probably feels like to be the Dodgers rolling into Skydome.
The Dodgers are enemies to us. I mean, based on how they played last night, not much of a rivalry, but...
Yeah. Definitely there's some heat between the two because of the World Series, but we're going to need to have a lot more bombs on our end.
Someone said, when did step siblings become hot?
That is a thing that kind of just happened,
I assume we're talking based in the online lore of
adult entertainment
videos and such or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't know when that happened, but you can't escape it.
Either that or this specific friend of the show has a hot step sibling and they're like, whoa, when did this happen?
I didn't get step siblings till I was in my 20s and they were brothers, and I don't find either of those guys attractive, so I can't relate.
Damn, imagine them listening to the podcast of the show and catching strays like that.
If only we did laundry around each other, maybe I would have been able to discover something.
Could have changed everything.
Ashley said, fun fact, did you know that you can feel and hear your insides moving around, but your brain tunes it out?
Well, that'll ruin my day.
That's a crazy fact.
That's one of those things that, like, now that I've heard it and I've thought about it, makes perfect sense. But I also would have lived a better life not having that information rattling around in my brain.
Yeah, your brain tunes things out like annoying coworkers or your wife when you don't want to hear her nagging at you. Like, that's all it is.
You know what this is like? This is like when someone reminds you that you are actually fully in control of your own breathing. And now for the next like 4 or 5 minutes, you're like, oh God, I have to breathe in.
Thanks for bringing that up.
Well, it came to my mind, so now I'm sharing.
All right, final one here says, if you had to be hunted for sport, what outfit would you wear?
If I had to be hunted for sport?
I mean, camouflage is obviously the right answer,
probably. You know what? I'm just going to go naked. I'm already probably not getting far. I'm going to make this as awkward for you as possible.
Try and scare them. I feel like you go police uniform would be a good one, actually.
Well, I guess, yeah. Am I running away like through the woods, or am I being hunted like in an urban setting where I'm maybe trying to blend in?
Let's say it's anywhere.
Anywhere? Well, in that case, yeah, I think you might be right. Like maybe like a military uniform. People love to stop a military guy and tell him like, thanks for your service and stuff like that.
Sure.
If I can keep a crowd around me, keep some eyes attention on me, or again, if I'm in the middle of say like Times Square and I'm naked, the police are going to come get me before the hunters do.
Loophole. Love a good loophole.
Want to be a part of the podcast?
Leave a message on the Bad Line.
The Bad Line is the answering machine for the Brock and Dalby Show.
To get the number, text the word BAD to 762-555.
Thanks for listening to the Brock and Dalby podcast.